So, picture this: warm sand between your toes, crystal clear water lapping at the shore, and a gentle breeze just keeping you cool. That's the dream, right? The perfect beach day. But what if I told you that for every one of those postcard perfect beaches, there's another one out there that's actively trying to get you? A beach where the biggest worry isn't a sunburn, but a jet engine blasting you into the ocean, or waves so powerful they can drag you out to sea forever. We're talking about places where great white sharks are the locals, and the coastline is littered with the skeletons of ships. This isn't your typical travel vlog. This is an adrenaline-fueled tour of the absolute riskiest, most terrifying stretches of coastline on the planet. My team and I have spent weeks researching these insane locations, and what we found is honestly mind-blowing. We're going to show you beaches so dangerous, governments have put up signs basically begging you not to go there. But people still do. It's a battle between human curiosity and nature's raw, untamed power. So buckle up, because we're about to take you on a journey to the places you should visit. Forget everything you thought you knew about a day at the beach. These aren't just dangerous, they're deadly. We're not just talking about a strong current or a few jellyfish. We're talking about next-level life-or-death situations that most people can't even imagine. I'm going to show you 4 of the most extreme beaches on Earth, and by the end of this video, you won't look at the ocean the same way again. These are the most dangerous beaches in the world. Alright, for our first stop, we're heading to the Caribbean island of St. Martin. It looks like paradise, right? Stunning blue water, beautiful sand. But this beach, Maho Beach, has a secret. This isn't just a beach, it's practically part of an airport runway. The runway for Princess Juliana International Airport is so short that massive planes, I'm talking jumbo jets like the 747, have to fly unbelievably low over the beach just to land. We're talking less than 100 feet above your head. It's an insane, surreal sight. People from all over the world flock here not for the sunbathing, but for the thrill. They line up along the fence at the end of the runway, phones out, ready to get that perfect viral video. When the planes are landing, it's a crazy spectacle. You can literally feel the ground shake and the air vibrate as a metal giant roars just feet above you. It feels like you can almost reach out and touch it. It's an adrenaline rush like no other, and honestly, I get why people are drawn to it. It's the ultimate man-made spectacle in a natural paradise. But the real danger, the one that makes this one of the deadliest beaches, isn't from the landings. It's from the takeoffs. When these massive planes prepare to leave, they turn around, point their engines right at the beach, and unleash a full-throttle jet blast. This isn't a gentle breeze, it's a hurricane-force wind, a sand-blasting, human-tossing vortex of pure power. The signs explicitly warn you, danger. Jet blast can cause serious injury or death, but do people listen? Absolutely not. Every single day you see dozens of tourists clinging to the chain-link fence, trying to prove how tough they are by withstanding the blast. We've all seen the videos online. People get thrown like rag dolls. They're sent tumbling into the water, slammed against concrete barriers, and pelted with sand and rocks traveling at incredible speeds. It looks like a chaotic scene from an action movie, but the injuries are horrifyingly real. We're talking broken bones, severe head trauma, and worse. In 2017, the thrill turned tragic. A 57-year-old woman from New Zealand was holding onto the fence during a takeoff. The force of the jet blast was so powerful that it threw her backward, causing her to hit her head on the pavement. She died from her injuries. It was a devastating reminder that this isn't a game. This is a life and death risk, and the fence isn't a ride at an amusement park. It's a barrier separating you from a machine designed to propel hundreds of tons of metal into the sky. The local government has tried everything. They've put up more signs, bigger signs, signs with pictures of people getting blown away. They've increased police patrols, but the tourists just keep coming. The allure of that 1-in-a-million photo, that insane video clip, is just too strong for some people to resist. They see a warning sign, and they see it as a challenge, not a legitimate threat to their lives. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is that Instagram photo, or that TikTok video, worth risking your life? You're literally standing in the exhaust of a jet engine. It's a man-made danger, a completely avoidable situation. You're putting your life on the line for a few seconds of thrill, and a couple of likes online. For me, the answer is a hard no. This place is a perfect example of human recklessness clashing with powerful technology. When you watch the videos, you see the pure chaos. You see luggage, beach chairs, and even people getting launched into the air. It's a sandstorm of debris. It's not just about getting knocked over. It's about what you hit when you fall, or what hits you as it flies through the air. The beach itself is beautiful, but the danger is so extreme and so unnecessary that it's hard to even enjoy the scenery. The pilots aren't trying to be reckless. They literally have no choice because of the short runway. They have to use that much power to get airborne safely. The responsibility falls on the people on the ground who willfully ignore every single warning. It's a bizarre tourist attraction where the main event is risking your life. This beach isn't dangerous because of nature. It's dangerous because of a deadly combination of machinery and human ego. So, while Maho Beach offers a spectacle you can't see anywhere else, it's a hard pass from me. There are plenty of other beautiful beaches in St. Martin, where you don't have to worry about being blasted by a 747. This place is a powerful and sometimes fatal lesson in heeding warnings. It's the first, but definitely not the last, on our list of beaches that are actively trying to kill you. Next up, we're flying across the Pacific to Kauai, Hawaii. We're going to a place called Hanakapiai Beach, and let me tell you, this place looks like it was ripped straight out of a movie. It's nestled in a remote valley, surrounded by lush green cliffs with golden sand and the most vibrant turquoise water you've ever seen. To get here, you have to hike 2 miles along the legendary Kalalau Trail, one of the most beautiful and treacherous hikes in the world. It's pure, untouched paradise. But this paradise has a dark side. Hanakapiai Beach is arguably the deadliest beach in all of Hawaii, and that's saying something. The reason is simple but terrifying. The currents here are killers. Unlike most Hawaiian beaches, Hanakapiai has absolutely no offshore reef to protect it from the full, raw power of the open Pacific Ocean. The waves crash directly onto the shore with incredible force, creating some of the most powerful and unpredictable rip currents on the planet. These aren't the kind of rip currents you can just swim out of. They are massive, powerful channels of water that can pull you out to sea faster than an Olympic swimmer can fight against them. Even on days when the water looks calm and inviting, a rogue set of waves can appear out of nowhere, creating a current that will suck you under and drag you away from shore in seconds. Once you're caught, your chances of getting back are terrifyingly slim. The scariest part is how deceptive it is. You arrive after a long, hot hike, you see this stunningly beautiful, empty beach, and the water looks so refreshing. Your first instinct is to jump in and cool off. But that's the trap. The water here is a predator hiding in plain sight. It lures you in with its beauty, and then shows its true, deadly nature when it's too late. There are no lifeguards here. You are completely on your own, in one of the most remote parts of the island. At the entrance to the beach, there's a chilling warning sign that locals have put up. It's not an official government sign. It's a wooden board with hand-carved letters. It keeps a running tally of the number of people who have drowned here. The number is shockingly high. The sign reads, "Warning, do not go near the water. Unseen currents have killed number visitors." Seeing that number, a stark, growing tally of death, is more terrifying than any official sign I've ever seen. It's a tombstone at the edge of paradise. Over the years, the official count is over 80 people who have been swept away and drowned. And those are just the confirmed cases. Many of the bodies are never recovered. The currents are so strong that they pull victims far out into the ocean, or smash them against the rocky cliffs that line the cove. Even the strongest, most experienced swimmers have been no match for the power of Hanakapiai. The stories are heartbreaking. You read about honeymooners, families, and solo adventurers who made one fatal mistake. They underestimated the ocean. They thought they were strong enough, or they thought it looked safe enough for just a quick dip. In a matter of moments, their dream vacation turned into a nightmare from which they never returned. It's a powerful lesson from nature that beauty can be a mask for immense danger. Local search and rescue teams are some of the best in the world, but even they are often helpless here. By the time they can get a helicopter in the air and reach the remote location, it's usually too late. The window of opportunity to save someone caught in these currents is incredibly small. The beach is a black hole, and once you cross its event horizon by entering the water, it's almost impossible to escape. This beach teaches a brutal but important lesson. Respect the ocean. It's not a swimming pool. It's a wild, untamable force of nature. Hanakapiai's beauty is undeniable, but it's a beauty that demands to be admired from a safe distance. The hike is incredible, the views are breathtaking, but the water is off limits. It's a place where you can look, but you absolutely cannot touch. So, if you ever find yourself on the Kalalau Trail, take in the majesty of Hanakapiai Beach from the safety of the sand. Take your pictures, feel the spray on your face, but resist the temptation to go in. Listen to the warnings, look at the tally on that gruesome sign, and remember the dozens of people who made their last mistake right there. This beach doesn't give second chances. For our third beach, we're going to the absolute opposite of a tropical paradise. We're heading to Gansbai, South Africa, a place with a nickname that will send a shiver down your spine: Shark Alley. This isn't just a clever name. This stretch of coastline is home to one of the densest populations of great white sharks in the entire world. This is their territory, their hunting ground, and we are just visitors. The geography here is what makes it the perfect storm for shark encounters. Just offshore is a narrow channel of water between two islands, Dyer Island and Geyser Rock. Geyser Rock is home to a massive colony of over 60,000 seals. For a great white shark, that's not a cute wildlife scene. That's an all-you-can-eat buffet. The sharks patrol this channel, Shark Alley, waiting for their next meal. The problem is, to a shark looking up from below, the silhouette of a seal on the surface looks a lot like the silhouette of a surfer on a board, or even a swimmer. It's a case of mistaken identity with the most terrifying consequences imaginable. These sharks aren't malicious monsters actively hunting humans, but when they're in hunting mode, they strike first and ask questions later. An exploratory bite from a 15-foot great white is not something you survive. This insane concentration of sharks has turned Gansbai into the global capital of shark cage diving. Everyday boats full of thrill-seeking tourists head out into Shark Alley. They get into a metal cage and are lowered into the freezing water as the crew chums the water with bait to attract the great whites. It's an absolutely mind-blowing experience to be face-to-face with one of these magnificent, terrifying predators. You can see the power, the intelligence, and the sheer size of them up close. But the practice is hugely controversial. Some experts argue that chumming and cage diving are conditioning these sharks to associate humans and boats with food. They believe it's making the sharks bolder and increasing the risk for anyone who enters the water without the protection of a cage, like local surfers, swimmers, and fishermen. It's a fierce debate. Is this a valuable tool for research and conservation, or is it a dangerous tourist trap that's altering the behavior of an apex predator? Regardless of where you stand on cage diving, the danger for anyone else in the water is undeniable. The local beaches around Gansbai have a long and gruesome history of shark attacks. Surfers are at the highest risk. They're sitting right in the sharks' hunting grounds, looking like their favorite food. Every time they paddle out, they know they are entering a battlefield where they are seriously outmatched. The feeling in the water here is completely different from anywhere else. There's a constant, underlying tension. Every dark shadow, every splash makes your heart pound. You're acutely aware that you are not at the top of the food chain here. The ocean here feels alive, and you feel incredibly small and vulnerable. It's a primal fear that's impossible to shake. The attacks, when they happen, are brutal and swift. A great white attacks from below with explosive speed and force, a technique known as breaching. They can launch their entire multi-ton body out of the water. Imagine paddling on your surfboard and having that erupt from the depths right next to you. It's the stuff of nightmares, and for some, it has been a tragic reality. The local community has a deep respect for the sharks. They understand that this is their ocean. But that respect is born from a healthy dose of fear. Warning systems and shark spotters are in place, but they can't see everything. The risk is always there. It's a constant deadly game of chance every time someone ventures into the waves. So, while Gansbai offers a unique, albeit terrifying opportunity to see great white sharks in their natural habitat, the surrounding beaches are a no-go zone for the faint of heart. This isn't a place for a casual swim. This is a wild, raw, and dangerous coastline ruled by one of the planet's most perfect predators. In Shark Alley, you're not a guest, you're potential bait. For our final and most desolate location, we're traveling to the coast of Namibia, to a place that has earned the terrifying name, the Skeleton Coast. The name alone tells you everything you need to know. This is not a place of life, it's a place of endings. The local bushmen call it the land God made in anger, and when you see it, you understand why. It's one of the most hostile and unforgiving environments on Earth. Imagine a place where one of the world's driest deserts, the Namib Desert, crashes directly into the violent cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean. There are no palm trees, no resorts, just endless miles of sand dunes rolling into a foggy, turbulent sea. The landscape is surreal, eerie, and feels completely post-apocalyptic. It's littered with the haunting skeletons of whales and seals, and more chillingly, the rusted, decaying hulls of countless shipwrecks. For centuries, this coastline has been a death trap for sailors. The combination of dense, blinding fog that can roll in without warning, and the powerful, unpredictable currents of the Benguela Current has driven hundreds of ships ashore. The skeletons of these vessels, some centuries old, are slowly being swallowed by the sand, serving as giant, rusted tombstones. They are a constant reminder of the ocean's power to destroy, but the danger doesn't end if you survive a shipwreck. In fact, that's when the real nightmare begins. If you wash ashore on the Skeleton Coast, you're stranded. Behind you is the raging, impossible-to-navigate Atlantic. In front of you, hundreds of miles of waterless, scorching desert. There is no fresh water, no food, and no shelter. It's a slow, brutal death sentence. The old Portuguese sailors had a saying, "You are as good as dead on the Skeleton Coast." The isolation here is absolute. It is one of the most sparsely populated places on the planet. You can drive for hours, days even, without seeing another human soul. The silence is deafening, broken only by the howling wind and the crashing of the waves. It creates a profound sense of being utterly alone and at the mercy of the elements. It's both terrifying and strangely beautiful in its raw desolation. Despite the brutal conditions, there is life here, but it's as tough as the landscape itself. You'll find desert-adapted lions that have learned to hunt seals on the beach, hyenas scavenging along the shoreline, and elephants that trek for miles to find water. This is wildlife at its most resilient, a testament to survival, but it also adds another layer of danger. You're not just battling the environment, you're in the territory of desperate predators. The northern part of the coast is so remote and protected that you can only access it with a licensed safari operator. You can't just drive in. It's a way of preserving the fragile ecosystem and, frankly, protecting people from themselves. The risk of getting lost, your vehicle breaking down, or underestimating the harshness of the desert is just too high. This isn't a place for casual tourism. The sheer scale of the place is hard to comprehend. It's a coastline that stretches for over 300 miles, and every single mile of it is hostile. The beaches are scoured by a relentless wind, and the water is frigid, even in the height of summer, due to the cold Atlantic current. Swimming here is not just discouraged, it's practically suicidal due to the temperature, the powerful surf, and the presence of sharks drawn in by the seal colonies. Visiting the Skeleton Coast is less like a beach trip and more like an expedition to another planet. It's a humbling experience that puts human vulnerability on full display. You see the rusted ships and whale bones and realize that nature is undefeated here. It's a place that chews up and spits out anything that isn't perfectly adapted to its brutality. This isn't a beach for sunbathing or swimming. It's a beach for contemplation, for feeling the raw, untamed power of our planet. It's a place that reminds you that some parts of the world were never meant for us. The Skeleton Coast has earned its name 1,000 times over, making it the final, and perhaps most profoundly dangerous beach on our list. So, there you have it. Jet blasts, killer currents, great white sharks, and a coastline of skeletons. We've journeyed from the man-made chaos of St. Martin to the raw, natural fury of Hawaii, South Africa, and Namibia. These beaches are undeniably beautiful, some of the most stunning landscapes on Earth. But as we've seen, that beauty hides dangers that are very, very real. They serve as a powerful reminder that the ocean is not a playground. It's the last true wilderness on our planet, and it demands our respect. This video isn't meant to scare you away from every beach, but to make you think. Nature's power is awesome in the truest sense of the word, and it's crucial to always be aware of your surroundings, to read the signs, and to listen to local warnings. Your safety is more important than any photo or adrenaline rush. Don't become another number on a warning sign or another story of a vacation gone wrong. Know your limits, and never ever underestimate the power of the sea. From all of us here, thanks for coming on this insane journey. These places are incredible, but sometimes, the most beautiful places are the ones you should admire from a safe distance. Stay safe and choose your beach wisely.